Well, we're back here. We do apologise for the outage. We had power. It's one of those things that we all want, we can't control, and some people have too much of. But either way, we are back live here for the final 5 laps here at Kennington Mosport Park for this awesome series here from BiS and Podium. Bouchard leads away from Suelio Almeida with Alex Ellis in second, Andrew Hardman, Timothy Salvatore, Nathan Medina and Joey Haynes behind them. Hunter Reeve with David Peterson and Connor Gentius behind him in 10th place. Then we have Benelid, we have Covey, Swindellis, Howard, Horvath, Broomhead. We have Norris in 17th with Janest, Yang, Gerard in 20th. Either way, looking down to the dicey stuff here, we've seen a lot of battling throughout this one, really, Reese, between Bouchard, Almeida and Ellis. It's been the focus of the race, really, but my gosh, they've been on top of each other the whole time.
Yeah, you know, Rachel, it all came down to the pit cycle. Alex Ellis, he managed to take the lead with a much shorter pit stop thanks to saving fuel behind Suelio Almeida, but it is a race to the end now, and they're making it almost 3 wide coming into the final corner. This is some great dicing between our top 3. Remember, they finished first, second, and third in the previous race, so this is for outright round honours.
Yeah, absolutely is for round honours, of course, which is hugely important, but it's also going to be for getting forwards towards the championship, which of course opens them up to that great radical experience for both the pro and AM classes. A thrill of a lifetime, experience a genuine radical race car, courtesy of Robert Burgess of Radical Canada, which will go to both class champions. A very exciting opportunity for those guys, so we look forward to seeing what those guys can get involved in. As we see a move here, Ellis looking to make a move on Bouchard. Will he find an opening? He will not, but it could be a chance down the straight.
Yeah, definitely. We are seeing some big moves in the slipstream now. The gloves are off. No one is saving any fuel. They are good to the end of the race. With the amount of full throttle around this place, fuel saving is ideal in the first stint, but now you can race right for it to the end. There goes Bouchard again. Around the outside of Almeida through the kink, and they will fall back into line. Alex Ellis hanging back a little bit. I think he's planning something.
It absolutely is. We'll keep our eyes on this one, though, as it's still heating up for us. A lot of the field is separated out. We've got some conga lines, but no real battling happening. We've also seen the marbles hugely build up on the racetrack, of course, down towards Moss. That's a big surprise for us there. We have about 10 retirements so far. Shane Morrison, Zach Buchanan, Cowden, Igor Bragayev, Eugene Cartini, Stephen Place, Eric Harmon, Curtis James, and Chris Stiles, by the looks of things. Last runner being 31st, Mark Harris. Looking towards the sharp end, we're seeing Bouchard still making that good run.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on this battle here for 11th place as well. Jean Benwelid with Robert Covey chasing him down, trying to get this position back. It's been a magnificent run from Robert Covey. He started in 25th place and is now up to 12th, probably among the most positions gained in the field, but I think that honour belongs to Timothy Salvatore, who started 36th and is now in 6th, leading the AM class. Some brilliant drives here in the second race, but who is going to finish in 11th?
Oh, we'll have to find out, won't we, who'll finish in 11th, because we don't know quite yet. But Benelid's beard might help him go faster. That'd be useful.
Yeah,
will he get himself up from 11th place into the top 10? We'll see if he can manage that. White flag's out. And this could be the timing in now, as time to make those moves if you can do it. Focus on this lead 3, because will we see a move that's going to have to come from somewhere? Has Almeida been holding anything in reserve?
Yeah, this is the question. I think he's going to get a massive run coming out of Moss. At least that's what he's going to try and do. And Alex Ellis, his priority will be to follow Almeida and try and find a way through at the last couple of corners. This is going to be a fantastic battle to the finish. This is what the entire race has been building up to. And it all comes down to this acceleration point. Almeida, he goes wide.
Oh, too wide. Got on the marbles. They got sideways and a big jump by Ellis. Big leap. Will this be enough to catch up to Bouchard? Will he have momentum? He's in the draft zone. He could do this in theory. If he can catch him by the end of this corner, he will have a huge head of steam. I don't think he's going to be close enough.
No, it doesn't look like it. That's a real shame for Suelio Almeida. So it is between Bouchard and Ellis.
Ellis is going to try and throw this thing in here. If he gets an opportunity, he has to try everything.
There he goes.
It's a big dive. Contact. Oh! Controversial. controversial. Oh,
Almeida!
Almeida! Yes! That's sneaky.
Yes!
I am sorry for speaking out of the microphone there, but that was what you call how to finish round one
What?
with a bang.
Oh
my
was
gosh.
fantastic.
We thought there was going to be race controversy. Poor Suelio Almeida. We thought he'd stuffed it in Moss. But he comes back to sneak through and take the W. What an impressive finish here. Here's the replay. Here they come. Big optimistic dive by Ellis. Too optimistic, you might say. And through goes Suelio. He's like, whoop, 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 whoop. Then right he goes.
You could see that Ellis was trying to cover him as well. He knew that he was in danger, but oh man, Suelio Almeida, the pro that he is, dived right to the right-hand side.
Oh yes, he did. We'll get it back again here because look how far back he is. He's nowhere.
Yeah.
And here we go, the tactical racing maneuver known as the yeet. Now, there he goes. Like, what, mine?
Man, there was nothing in it, was there? That was brilliant.
Oh, this is going to be a controversial finish. I guess he's on our podium. It's like the three of them. Oh dear. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll come back with your post-race results and your interviews. You don't want to go. You don't want to go anywhere. Let's be honest. You want to hear these interviews. I want to hear these interviews. We'll see you in a minute.
Why Radical? We build race cars. We race iconic tracks. We set lap records. We build friendships. We create champions. We make racers.
We are back here at Canadian Mosport Park for the first round of the Radical Canada Cup Series here for BiS and Podium Esports. Oh wow, let's go to our post-race results before we get to these interviews because it's going to be busy. Suelio Almeida comes home with the win today with Alex Ellis in second place. Bouchard is in third. Behind them it's Andrew Hardman. It's Nathan Medina in fifth. Joey Haynes in sixth place. Hunter Reeve in seventh. David Peterson in 8th place, Timothy Salvatore in 9th, with Connor Gentius in 10th.
And John Ben Walid finishing in 11th place. Matthew Howard just behind. Howard starting 39th place. That's a fantastic run up for him. With Nick Horvath finishing in lucky 13th. Richard Swindell's just behind him. Then it's Covey, Norris, Yang, Genest starting 5th. He won't be too happy with how race 2 went for him. Daniel Salmon finishes 19th once more to make it 2 19th place finishes. And Scott Bedard is going to finish in 20th spot.
21st tonight will be Clovis Gerard with Justin Johnson in 22nd. Michael Broomhead is the first car lap down, 23rd place with Sean Duhamel in 24th. Dante Casepe is in 25th with Kenny Reedman in 26th. 27th is James Carter. Kelly Brown in 28th. Phil Amaro is in 29th. Caden Goodridge is in 30th.
31st place, unfortunately, the second of our long retirements list, Mark Harris, Chris Stiles and Curtis James, 16 laps from the end. Eric Harmon and Stephen Place, 17 laps from the end. Such a shame for Place, unfortunately getting contact from behind and being sent into the wall after starting from pole. Eugene Cartini, 19 laps from the end, and then we have Bugaev, Cowden, Buchanan and Morrison rounding out our field. Quite a bit of drama coming from this round, Rachel. I'm looking forward to these podium interviews.
Oh, absolutely. Well, speaking of which, podium interviews, we're going to be teeing up third place first, and that's going to be Phil Bouchard. Mr. Bouchard, How was the race today? That seemed to be an interesting end.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. I kind of knew that the move was possible. I just couldn't really see Alex because it was like way too far on the right. Usually, if the car's a bit closer, I think I can see it. So I saw it like really late in the corner, tried to give him some space, and yeah, we had a touch, and that's racing, I guess.
It certainly is, but let's not put away the rest of this entire race because a fantastic race for a start. A very busy race. You three on top of each other, both in the heat and in the final. Just how is it racing this car, this sort of speed and downforce around a track like Mosport?
It's actually a little bit harder than anticipated. Just the fact that there's so much downforce. There's quite a bit of dirty air as well. So especially in the high-speed corner, it's really hard to follow really close. You need to lift, brake a little bit more. And then once you get into the straight, since there's a lot of downforce, you get like a massive draft effect. So that's why like the pack was really close. The only way to kind of be able to pull away was somebody would have to make a mistake, which, didn't really happen today. But yeah, it was really fun racing, kind of a draft fest around Mosport. It's always a nice race to have.
Certainly is. One thing I did notice a lot of drivers have an issue with seemed to be grip. Was it slippery out there?
Yeah, it got really slippery at the end, especially first tires were quite worn, and also the track temperature went up quite a bit from the first race. So yeah, it was getting pretty slippery at the end, I would say. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Anybody like to give a shout out to or thank?
Yeah, see you guys.
Oh, there we go. That is Phil Richard coming home today in third. Second place is going to be Alex Ellis, and Alex is standing by with Riss.
He is indeed, Alex. Man, that was quite the run from you. Brilliant win in race one. What was your view of that last corner dive in the second race?
Well, so first off, never want a race to end in contact, so apologies to Phil for that. But with that being said, like, wow, you guys were watching it. It was pretty awesome. The amount of corners that we took side by side in that race was absolutely insane. So actually, yeah, that last lap send, as I was going up the back straight, I knew that if I was perfect in 8 and 9, then I'd be able to at least attempt it. And I had a good run through there, so I was like, okay, I'm going for it. And one of the defining factors was earlier in the race, actually, I was on the outside of Phil in turn 10, and he pushed me off a bit. So it was like, okay, I'll remember. And then I didn't mean to like actually hit him or anything, but I just figured, hey, I'd regret it if I didn't try. So I stuffed it in there. He tried to give me space, but contact happened, like I said. Always sucks for a race to end like that, but I think we both had a really, really good time. And I think Phil and I, we have so much respect for each other. Same thing with Swelio. We can all race head-to-head, be absolute enemies on the track, and then come off and have a good laugh and have a good chat. So I'm hoping that we can keep that going all season, and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun for us to watch as well. One more question about the fuel strategy in race 2. I noticed that you weren't going for the slipstream passes on Swelio early on. Were you saving fuel for a shorter pit stop?
So there was a couple things. At one point, because basically I knew that going through traffic was a huge opportunity to get a gap on Swelio or Phil, or both of them. Because basically, if you were within 1 second, you were in the draft, and then they would just catch right back up to you on the straight. So I was really trying to be aggressive through traffic to get that 1 second gap and then just run away with it. But as soon as I knew that that wasn't happening, it turned into a management race where I figured, hey, if I manage my tires and if I manage my fuel, then I can A, have a shorter pit stop, which happened, and I can also have more tires at the end. So as soon as I realized, hey, I'm not running away with this, it switched into conservation mode. And I think it helped at the end. I seem to have quite a bit of tire life at the end, but it definitely helped in the pit stop because I gained about a second on everyone in the pit stop. So it was a big time management race and really just watching those gaps and doing what we could to break away. And then when you can't break away, managing the car.
Awesome. Well, an excellent finish regardless for you, Alex, and first and second on the road. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for your results?
As always, Satellite Racing, Adam Crane, Syandra, both huge help. And then obviously Michael Broomhead and the whole organization putting this together, and you guys at Podium Esports as well for a great broadcast.
All right. Thanks very much for joining us, Alex Ellis. And,
Forgot one.
Oh.
Ellis Engineering. had to remember to plug them. Got to plug the family business, right?
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Alex Ellis. Next up on the roster, we have Tim Salvatore, who is waiting to stand by with Rachel Wyford. AM-class win. Fantastic drive up the field.
Yep, certainly is. Well, today, Mr. Salvatore, a big drive for you there. 36th to 9th. That is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a heck of a lot of fun. Kind of a little bit of carving through the field, a lot of luck though, honestly, involved in that one. Kind of right place, right time.
But with the amount of traffic turnover we saw here today, is this something you're expecting for the series, or is this kind of a strategy you're going for here?
I mean, preferably I wouldn't start every race from 36th. I don't think that's a sound strategy. I mean, I feel like I'll get caught up in more wrecks than I miss. I mean, I'd like to be more towards the pointy end of the grid to start, races. But I mean, kind of dealt with a hand that I kind of unfortunately shot myself in the foot there in the pre-final, and kind of got a little lucky in the final, and then a little unlucky at the end by running out of fuel.
Yeah, that will happen, unfortunately. But hey, do not knock the raccoon strategy, okay? Turning trash into gold sometimes works. But either way, it seemed to be very, very busy in the traffic there today. Was that something you had a lot of struggle with? We saw there was a lot of drafting. Was it hopping between groups that took more time than it did passing the groups?
Yeah, it really was, especially at the back half of the grid there. There was a lot of fighting for positions that honestly I don't know what we were fighting so hard over. I mean, we're 25th spot and fighting for our lives, and then just kind of detached from the front group there. I think like even though I made up however many positions there, I wasn't very close to the leaders at all. They were kind of in a different area code.
Well, either way, a great result in the end, and one of our biggest movers. Anybody like to give a shout out to or thank?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race, and really thankful for everyone who put this on. FEL, M-Zone, Radical Canada, Advanced Sim Racing. It's really cool to kind of be a part of this series, and with how many great drivers there are from Canada and abroad and everything. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the next round, and maybe I can have something that's a little little more straightforward and less positions gained. I'd rather not be the hard charger there.
No, it makes total sense. Well, thanks for joining us. Tim Salvatore coming home today in 9th from 36 on the grid. And last but not least, well, technically not last, but either way, we have our winner from tonight for the Pro Class and overall for the race win, Swelio Almeida.
Hello.
Run today. Very, very busy on track, and you seem to absolutely dominate this thing.
Yeah, I would honestly never expect to be here because it's been, I think, I might be exaggerating, but probably like 5-6 months since I did my last actual race in sim racing, because I've been working so much with coaching, and I just published my book, and I'm working on so many videos and driving real life here and there. But like, it's been a while since I actually stopped to practice and actually do a race. It's oh my god, I had, I think, around 100 laps, and right now I was measuring my heart rate. It was all over the place during the race, so I asked someone to be a spotter for me to keep me calm and everything, and in the end it worked out. It was super fun. Oh my god, at that last moment I almost lost my voice. My girlfriend came running to see if I was okay. But in the end, yeah.
We did in the booth too, don't worry. In the booth, we lost ours too. Just tell me about that last lap, because in Moss, you kind of bagged it in Moss 5B, and you got in marbles, it seemed, and the car got sideways. You managed to hold on, but you think you'd lost it at that point? You're willing to take third, get into the final corner, and then all of a sudden, shenanigans occur?
I didn't think I lost. I was envisioning that Alex was going to do something. I was like, no, he's going to do something. Let's be ready. Let's be ready for it. So
that did not look like a man who was ready for something to happen. That was the oh crap wiggles. I
was when I was turning into 8, I was already like, okay, they're close enough. He's going to go out of 9. He's going to send the car into 10. And I'm just going to be ready in case anything happens. I didn't expect him to actually crash, but maybe just lose time. But I mean, I was just ready. I was just ready for it in case,
No, you can see that there was definitely a plan forming. I think we could see in the booth as well that Ellis was going to try and send something. So it was either going to be fireworks or they'd cost themselves something. So I can see where you're coming from with that. But overall, this did seem like a very tricky and slippery track car combo today. Was it particularly greasy underfoot?
Yes. In the end, I think I was slower, around probably 2 tenths on average. I could never get super close to them before the back straight. So in the end, every time we were fighting, depending on the position, I could never be as close to them as they were when I was ahead. I was not able to deal with the dirty air. I was struggling a lot, but I was really cautious and I knew it was a long race. I was like, let's just take care of the tires. And then in the end, I saw Alex making a mistake, and then I saw Phil almost losing it in turn one. I was taking care of my tires, and I was almost like, I was feeling that the car was getting more and more and more oversteered towards the end of the race. So I was like, I don't know, I'm just going to play the long game. In the end, it actually didn't work out because I was still slower by the end of the race. But I don't know, like, I think I need to find something. There's something missing. There's something missing.
Well, I'm sure you'll be able to find it in the next 7 rounds that are upcoming. Any particular favorites?
Not really. I just this is amazing. This is super fun. I think this car is quite loose with the setup the way it is, and in a way, it's actually, yeah, it provides some good racing. So I'm having a lot of fun. This is amazing. I missed sim racing. I missed racing like that with a spotter and actually practicing and, you know, having a proper club, proper league broadcasted. This feels good. This feels good. It feels good to be back.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do with it. And before we let you go, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or thank, and also feel free to plug your book.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you, FEL, Hemzone, Radical Canada, and Advanced Sim Racing for making this happen. And yeah, guys, I just released a racing technique book. I launched it, and in 12 hours, it became a bestseller in Canada. And then 2 days after, it became a bestseller in the US. So I went all the way to Germany to do an interview there at the Sim Racing Exposition. And it's been a crazy ride so far. It's been a year and a half writing it. So if you guys are curious about it, take a look. It's going to be worth it.
We'll check that out. Thank you very much. And make sure you guys check that out as well, of course. Sodio, Almeida, congratulations on the win for round number 1. We'll see you hopefully next time.
Thank you so much, guys.
And last but not least, we have series organizer. Apparently dragging people in Discord is hard. Excuse me. Dragging people in Discord is very difficult. We brought Zippy because he's fun, but we're here to talk to series organizer Mike Broomhead about the series and the BiS Canada Cup series. Tell us more, Mike.
I apologize if my signal here is a little bit messy. My replay is downloading. But yeah, actually, Zippy, go ahead. I'm having a few issues here. Sorry.
You or with the technology, bud? All right, so that was an excellent round there. It was great to be at CTMP. We'll actually be back there for the final round of the season. But the next race, we're actually going to be going to Sebring, which is going to be fantastic. I think Sunset's going to be really hot. Drafting is going to be a big deal of it. And I'm really looking forward to it personally, and hopefully we can provide some good guys, some good entertainment for you guys over at Podium Esports.
Oh, we always get some great entertainment, especially at the end of this race today. Let's have some more of this. But the series in general, not just Sebring. You know, what are we looking at here for the Radical Canada Cup series? What is the goal, the aspiration for the series?
Well, ideally, we want to get more people into race cars. That would be great. But the good thing about the series, you know, it's pretty gentlemanly yet still competitive. But we've got people who race in real life. We've got sim racers as well. And you know what? You get to fight against people who you wouldn't normally fight against. And to me, that's one of the perks. Because don't get me wrong, iRacing is awesome in its own right. But your iRating can sometimes define who you're against. And often you can learn more and develop more by racing guys who are, you know, they're a lot quicker. You know, they've learned things you wouldn't even realize. Like I remember... he's watching, I think, actually I was commentating the last race of F1600s, the BiS F1600s last year. We got Alex Ellis in the car, and he's telling us all sorts of different techniques and stuff, what he's doing. And I was using them in this race. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try and force that guy to go on a line he doesn't want to go. And, yeah, it was great. So, you know, like I said, you can learn from people, you know, and it's a lot of fun as well.
Well, the Radical's always been one of those a very kind of clubby car series in iRacing, a bit of a niche community, but certainly one of the most exciting and fun communities I think I remember from my time in iRacing. The Radical lot were always a very tight-knit bunch, but also very, very welcoming to anybody who wanted to take part. So one of those great environments. What are you guys hoping to see by the end of this? Obviously, we've got a huge prize. Do you want to talk to us about that for the series champions?
I'm hoping
You guys
Mike
hear
can
me?
do that.
Yeah, Mike, you can tell us.
You guys hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
I've
can
had
hear
to
you, Mike.
switch to my phone because my computer's messing up. Yeah, so the prize is fantastic. Rob Burgess of Radical Canada has, he's put his money up to it. It's a radical experience. Now we're leaving that open to the fact that we don't know who's going to win it. We don't know what level they're at. Obviously, we'll do something bespoke to what they're looking for. But ultimately, it's a half day each. The pro champion, the AM champion, and it's going to be a good time. We'll be there to record it and basically, it'll be a good event. And obviously that's why there's so many people on track today. It's because it's such a good prize, and we're really happy to have that. But thanks to Rob at Radical Canada, FEL, M-Zone, Advanced Sim Racing. Of course, we've got Turn 1 in there as well. But we're really happy to have everybody on board, and it's going to be a great season.
Well, thank you very much for joining us and talking about the series. We have Daniel Salmon and we have Mike Broomhead here from the series. And I have been Rachel Wyford. I've been joined by Reese Gardner. Thanks for putting me sports as well as Radical Cup Canada series for all their support and the entire team behind the series, of course, myself and Reese. We have DJ. Why am I thanking myself? I'm not sure why I'm thanking myself. That seems like a really weird thing to do. Ryan Bauer. Follow along on the Podium Esports social media channels. Stay up to date with everything racing and all of our upcoming shows, including Monday Night Racing and Sudoku Winter Series. Catch us right here in the same spot next week for round number 2 of the BiS F1600 Championship. I've been your host, as always, Rachel Wyford. Have a great evening, and as always, I'll see you at the checkered flag.